Mein Name ist Mia, mein Name ist Maria, mein Name ist Ebba.
Mein Name ist Mia.
Mein Name ist Maria.
Mein Name ist Ebba.
Ich wurde in Kandel erstochen. Ich wurde in Malmö vergewaltigt.
Ich wurde in Rotherham missbraucht. Und ich wurde in Stockholm überfahren.
Es dauerte stundenlang. Keiner war da, um mir zu helfen.
Ich bin irgendeine Frau.
Ich bin Mia, Maria und Ebba.
Sie könnten ich sein und ich könnte sie sein.
Sie könnten ich sein und ich könnte sie sein. Die Täter lauern überall.
Wenn wir im Park joggen gehen,
Wenn wir abends von der Arbeit nach Hause kommen,
Wenn wir an der Bushaltestelle warten.
Wir sind nicht sicher, weil ihr uns nicht schützt.
Weil ihr euch weigert, unsere Grenzen zu sichern.
Weil ihr euch weigert zu kontrollieren, wer hereinkommt.
So this is the latest viral movement sweeping Europe right now. It's the hashtag 120DP social media campaign that claims to be the Me Too movement of Europe. 120 decibels stands for the rape alarms that women carry in places like Germany and Sweden to alert somebody that they're getting attacked. The three names that they keep repeating are actual victims of migrant crimes. I saw this over the weekend and I thought to myself, because I've been to Europe, I've seen it firsthand, and I thought finally somebody is saying it. Progressive border policies are tearing the continent up and it's about to destroy Europe. There's over 1 million asylum seekers that have poured into Europe, and it's no surprise that a good number of them, with no respect for the laws of the countries they're running to, are treating women with such ferocity. That is okay in their countries, and they don't care about what we think is right because we're infidels. It is reaching a breaking point in Europe, and the media either seems oblivious to what's really going on, or worse, they're just ignoring it because it goes against the political agenda and political correctness. Take, for instance, here in the United States, there was a story in the Washington Post, and the tagline was, 3 men raped a woman in Sweden on Facebook Live. Now, this, along with other stories of rape and assault against women, have Europeans feeling shell-shocked. There's a good chance of being a woman now in places like Sweden and being raped. Well, this article brings attention to the sudden outbreak of sexual assault, but then it goes into an explanation of rape laws, no means no, how to determine if it's rape or consensual sex. That's not what this story is. Is that what the Post considers the story here? Not once did they identify the men that created the crime. You have to ask yourself why. Well, could it be that they were all Afghan migrants? This is why Europeans have to resort to social media campaigns, because they're not being heard. There's a problem and no one wants to talk about it. So over the weekend, I saw that and I thought, that's great. And I immediately Facebooked it and said, hey, this is a real problem. We really need to pay attention and support the people who are actually trying to stop rape. Well, as soon as I posted it, I thought to myself, I should have looked into this a little bit more, and so I did. And the more I looked into it, the more alarmed I started to get, because I read a lot and I recognized language. And the more you read, the less it seems like criticism on border policy and more like a militant group call to arms. All of the voices sounded the same, and many of the articles that were linked and aggregated came from a website called Defend Europa. There is an American connection here. I'll give it to you later. I want you to look at some of the tabs at the top of their site. The establishment, okay, sucks. Migrants, we got a problem. Islam, we got a problem. Population replacement and heritage and identity. Some people will think that's okay because they don't know what those words really mean. I want to introduce you to Berit Francisca. She's the one that started 120 decibels, but she has been an activist for several years now, and she advocates a return to traditional values and heritage. Okay, what's the problem with that? At face value, some of her arguments sound a little similar to people I've heard. But this is crucial. This is why I said you have to know who you're standing next to. Be aware. Do your homework on the person promising a return to traditional values. Let me show you a photograph we found of Francisca at one of her rallies. There she is. Oh, that's pretty. She looks beautiful and she's holding a torch. Wait a minute, I've seen a torch parade like that before. Oh yeah, that's right. Last summer in America. The Defend Europa creators are a little harder to track down, but the day the website was created, a man named Jason Bergkamp posted an article right along with the site's privacy policy and terms of service. Bergkamp was recently banned from Twitter for posting this: Nazi propaganda. Turns out both of the hashtag 120DB creators and Defend Europa, they're all part of the same umbrella group. It's called the Identitarian Movement, and the branches are springing up all over the world. It began in France in 2012 with the launch of Generation Identity, the youth wing of the far-right bloc Identitaire. Now, even though it began in France, I mean, nothing really begins in France that's good. No, Statue of Liberty. The movement is actually strongest in Germany and Austria. What a surprise. But like-minded groups everywhere are uniting under the same banner. And make no mistake, these people are dangerous. They are white supremacist national socialists. They are not from the right. They are uber left socialist racists. They weaponize actual problems like progressive border policies and radical Islam. They focus people's rage. Now, it's one thing to call out an issue and give attention to what's going on and say, we have to fix this and hold people in Washington or wherever accountable. But it is far different to raise a lynch mob and storm a mosque, which is exactly what a group of identitarians did recently in France. But it's not just the threat of radicalized Islam that this group is weaponizing. They're also railing against a lot of issues that most of us would probably semi-agree with. The fringe elements of the LGBT movement, the 94 different genders movement, the anyone who's anyone can use a bathroom and I'm not supposed to notice movement, the radical feminists that are taking charge. All of the issues that conservatives might find appealing, they're talking about. And they're gaining steam because no one else is willing to talk about it. But these people are not conservative. They are only using these issues to focus rage. And that's not only why they're so dangerous, but why their numbers are growing exponentially. The message can be intoxicating. You watch that video of those young women, and if you know that's a problem over there, that makes sense to you. I'm not safe because you, the government, are not protecting me. This group promises a return to what makes you, your cultural identity with traditional values. They will actually tell you that America is different than the rest of the world, and so is Germany, and so is Italy. Well, that's nice to hear, because it's true. Yes, but this is exactly the same playbook used by Hitler and the Nazis. And if the German people would have stopped it in the 1920s, we wouldn't have had World War II. There were actual real reasons to fight the war. If you really look at Germans, you can understand the German people, kind of, and how they got there. There was real problems with the government, and nobody was talking about it. So Hitler did, and he found a scapegoat. He was talking about the problem, and he would teach your children all about the bad Jew. Is society declining? Yes, just like it was in the Weimar Republic. Who can we blame? He said the Jews. Or in this case, migrants and globalism. But this new wave of National Socialists might be more dangerous than we saw in the 1930s because the issues they're weaponizing are real and appealing to a broader base. And it's happening all over the world. Take, for example, the immigration issues that we have here at home. Real issue that has contributed to the deaths of both Kate Steinle and, more recently, the twice-deported illegal immigrant that killed Indianapolis Colts linebacker Edwin Jackson just a few days ago. Illegal immigration and our porous border are serious issues, but identitarians want not to solve it, but turn it into a rage-filled race issue. And this cancer has infiltrated our own borders. You know this international nationalism under a different name here. It's called the alt-right. I'm not implying that European identitarians have merely similar ideologies. I am telling you their leaders and all of the different factions are organizing under the same banner with the same people. They all attend the same international conferences, and they all follow one man. So who is that shadowy figure, and what are his ultimate goals? Do not miss tomorrow's program. I want to show you this. I want to show you this here in America and the people behind it and their global movement that acts as the Tides Foundation for the alt-right.